JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso. With me Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 19th of April 2022. So welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, review the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course, our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which is also updated on a daily basis. So yeah, check us out here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So now then guys, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is Nikkei 225. So it managed to pop higher today, opened with a nice gap to the upside. We got some positivity coming in here, and at one point it managed to fill the gap and kind of drifted lower, but as you can see here, the buyers managed to keep this one afloat, keep it above zero, and the index closed with let's say slightly modest gain, but nevertheless, yeah, it's still a gain. However, from the technical side, if you remember what I was talking about yesterday, was that it's currently trading between these two tentative kind of trend lines. It's currently stuck in here, so what I need here is I need to see a clear breakout before, let's say, considering the next short-term directional move. But even then, let's put it this way: with the upside, for example, yes, we could, if we do see a break of this downside line and a push above this 27,215 territory, we see above it, we see a move above it, then we could see a move higher, and we could see maybe a test of this downside resistance line, this medium-term downside resistance line, which could provide a bit of a hold up. Now that's why, I mean, even if we pop above this barrier right here, I'm gonna aim for slightly upside, for slightly higher levels, but not much, well, for obvious reasons. And for the downside, of course, a break of this upside line is needed. Until then, and we're not really considering any moves to the downside here, but even then, a drop below the current lowest point of April would be needed here, just to be a little bit more on the safe side. Jumping into Shanghai Composite, so this one is still struggling with pushing a little bit higher here, because yesterday, if you remember, I talked about this index and I said that in order for me, let's say, to aim for the upside, I would like to see a push above this midpoint, somewhere above this midpoint of this range where currently the index is trading in. And if we drop below the lower side of this range, then yes, of course, this could attract a few more sellers into the game, and potentially more of those could drive this one towards the lowest point of March. However, let's not over speculate on this one for now. Let's wait for that confirmation break, then we'll go from there. But at the moment, on one hand, we do have a range here. On the other hand, we do have maybe a possible descending triangle, something like that. Not an ideal one, of course, but nevertheless. If in kind of according to all the tier rules, the sorry, not descending, descending triangle. So according to all the TROs, descending triangles tend to break to the downside. However, a confirmation break is still needed through the lower side of it. So either way, I mean, this kind of all leads towards that, you know, breakout below this 3,160 zone. Again, also what I want to mention is that always keep in mind that we might see a false breakout, and if we do get one of those, then yeah, I mean, the index could reverse back to the upside. Oh, we can see in the chat room here, Erica, yep, good morning to you too. I hope, well, actually, long time no see. Good morning to you too. Good morning to everybody else who's joining in, guys. I hope everybody's having a wonderful start of Tuesday. Now, coming back to the charts and the German index here, DAX. Let's have a look at that one. Here, I would say it's the same analysis that I've mentioned yesterday. I'm still kind of keeping an eye on this downside line. This one taken from the high of the 5th of January. Now, in a way, I mean, even if we push a little bit higher here, as long as this downside line remains intact, then certainly, yep, we could see another slide here, and we could see another move to lower. But if you're a little bit on the careful side, on the cautious side, what you can do here is, for example, wait for a drop below this 14,000, sorry, not 14,000, 13,887 level, which is the current lowest point of April. If we move below it, then yep, we could consider lower levels, because such a move would confirm a forthcoming lower low. The S&P 500. So the S&P 500 yesterday ended kind of flat. It did drop below this 4,381 territory, which was previously the lowest point of April. Now it's Now it's another lowest point of April we have here, which we can actually mark. Then this is probably what I'm going to stick to, this 4,370 now. So if we drop below that level, then yeah, we could go for the downside, for further downside, because a forthcoming lower low would be confirmed. But at the moment, looking at the cash index, we can see that we are rebounding somewhat, and we're currently sitting at around 4,405 level, which is basically near this, or just I would say slightly below this 200-day EMA, just fractionally below this 200-day EMA. It will be quite interesting to see if we can actually move back above that 200-day EMA. If we can, certainly a few more bulls could join in. The only issue, of course, is this little short-term tentative downside resistance line taken from the high of the 29th of March, which, if remains intact, could lead, could result in another decline. But again, it's quite a big territory here to consider. I would say this way, that if we do pop and stay above the 200-day EMA, I'll aim for the upside, but only up until this 21-day EMA, because that could be a bit of an obstacle, as you can see here in the previous trading days here in during last week, where we did climb back above the 200-day EMA. We did push higher. However, the 21-day EMA did provide that strong resistance from where we drifted back down. So that's why, guys, I'm saying that if we do move above that 200-day EMA, yes, there could be a possibility to see a move higher, but be very careful near the 21-day EMA. However, if that gets cleared, certainly, yes, we could go slowly on and on like this to the upside, but then we do have some obstacles on the way higher, which I've mentioned already. This, for example, this downside resistance line taken from the high of the 29th of March. However, if the push above that 200-day EMA does not happen straight away, then well, keep your eyes on the, like I said, the current lowest point of April near the 4,370 zone. A nice good drop below it, yep, may open the door towards lower levels. And DXY, the dollar index, boom, there we go. We managed to reach my target in the 100.93 zone. So a good achievement. I talked about this in the beginning of the month, if you remember. I said that if we go towards that 100 level, And if we clear that, then my next target is the 100.93, which just to let you know what it is. That's the highest point of April of 2020. Certainly, if following the same logic, then we do have this level next, the 102.99, or in a way you could round it up towards that 100 zone. Yeah, I get it. It's quite a lot here, but at the moment it's just one-way traffic here. So yeah, if we continue to trade above that 100.93 territory, then yes, as I said, I'll aim for that 103 level. But again, don't get me wrong. I mean, some of you probably are hoping to see here a bit of a corrective move lower. I would say if it suddenly, and this is where I need to adjust a few of my levels here, if it suddenly moves back below this hurdle, this the high of the 14th of April near the 100.76 territory, then stays below this area, because this is the high of the 14th of April, and also it acted as a good area of support today. So if we drop below this, then yeah, I will, like I said, I will consider a bit of a maybe correction to the downside. Now gold, yesterday beautiful move to the upside. Look at this. I mean, okay, I talked about this yesterday as well. So we had a nice push higher. We've tested that 1999 level. Just fell shy by a few. Actually, fell shy by a few points from reaching that 1999 level and that psychological 2000 zone. And boom, there we go. We drifted back down and fell. Most importantly, we fell back below this hurdle, the 1981. So that means that there is potential for this one to actually correct lower. I would say it this way, that if it continues to trade below that 1981 territory right here, which is the high of the 13th of April, then I will aim for this upside line taken from the low, the 29th of March. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not getting bearish here, but I'm getting bearish just in the near term, in case, like I said, in case this continues to trade below that 1981 zone. If it does, then yeah, like I said, I'll aim for a bit of a corrective move here to the downside. Jumping into oil, Brent oil here. I haven't looked at Brent oil for quite a while, but yeah, I mean, it's similar, of course, to WTI oil in terms of movement. Yeah, looking at this picture here, first of all, in the same fashion as with the WTI oil, we broke this downside line taken from the high of the 7th of March. We continue to move higher. Also, it's the same story with this one. If I jump into a monthly chart here very quickly. So, for example, here the highest point of 2012, we do have that one near the 128.37 level. We overshot that level in March, as you are aware, of course. And then one thing also that I'm keeping an eye on here is right now the closest little barrier is this highest point of June of 2014, if I'm not mistaken, also the highest point of 2014 near the 115.67 level. Now, if we clear that, then we are entering this little area right here, this area between the 115.67. Now, my little problem with this area is the fact that we do have a bunch of other potential areas for resistance here, so it would be a little bit difficult, let's say, to find that key area where a holdup might occur. That, like I said, that's in the scenario if we do pop above that 115.67 and stay above it. And like I said, then it will be this whole area here will be a bit of a difficult one. Of course, I will be aiming for the upside. I will be aiming maybe for that, even this 128.37, but I will take everything with a pinch of salt, because basically here, like I said, you can have another potential hold up around here, or you could have this one right here. So there's a bunch of levels that could be we could keep an eye on. However, we could overcomplicate our lives a little bit here, I would say. So that's why for now I'll keep it short and simple. Initially, I will aim for that 115.67 territory, the highest point of 2014. If that gets cleared, my next target will be this 123.71 zone, marked by the high of the 24th of March. And then, of course, so on and so on. I'll continue aiming higher, and I'll aim for that 128.37 later on. But like I said, let's get to that point first. For now, like I said, I'm aiming for this hurdle, and then I want to see if we get a little bit, maybe a bit of a hold up here or something like that, and then maybe a bit of a retracement where, you know, the commodity could travel back down, test the 21-day EMA, you know, like, and then rebound from it. So kind of a usual scenario that we normally see. So, but again, let's see if that usual scenario is going to happen. First, I'm aiming for this 115.67 level. Bitcoin Cash. Okay, some of you look at it, some of you don't, but still, I try to find opportunities everywhere. Now, we do have this this upside line, which is not really ideal, I would say, and we do have this upside line, which is taken from the low of the 24th of February, and at the moment, you can see that after we kind of briefly broke it and then jumped back above it, the crypto is now kind of oscillating around that 21-day EMA. Now, if you're looking for some upside on this one, first thing what you can do here is keep your eyes on the high of last week near the 352.85 zone. A nice good pop above it. At the same time, would place the crypto above the 100-day EMA, and potentially this could open the door to its higher levels. If you're looking for some downside on this one, keep your eyes on this yesterday's low near the 313 territory. Depending on how this is going to trade, maybe let's say we don't drop straight away to the downside, maybe we start ranging here a little bit, and maybe then this 313 level could come in nicely together with this upside line. So in other words, if we get a drop below this excuse me, okay, if we drop below this, then yeah, this could open the door towards lower levels, initially aiming for that current lowest point of April near the 290.40 zone, and then so on and so on. We could aim lower, but at the moment, long story short, 352.85 level, that's what I'm keeping an eye on. That's the high of last week, a nice good pop above it. Yep, would place the crypto above the 100-day EMA as well. Okay, now jumping into a few pairs very quickly on this one. So I talked a lot about this pair, AUD USD, and boom, yesterday I mentioned this one. I said that, well, I'm aiming for this 100-day I'm aiming for this upside support line taken from the low the 28th of January, which we managed to hit and test perfectly, from which we rebounded here. So one thing that I need to do here is I need to tidy up my chart. Now, first of all, I need to get rid of this Fibonacci, get rid of this arrow, or actually I'll recycle it. Always recycle, guys. And another thing I wanted to do here is I wanted to extend this downside line and show you that, look at this crossroad, and this is just amazing how well it worked out here, how well this acted as a nice little trampoline here for the for this pair, from which it's now like rebounding. So in other words, at the moment everything's looking quite positive. At the moment, everything's kind of let's say, yeah, it's still on the positive side. We could still move higher here. My only little issue is me trying to be kind of a little bit on the careful side. So we have this steep downside line. So if you wanted a complicated life here on the AUD USD, there we go. I've just drawn you one. So at the moment, I would say if you're looking for some downside, guys, pretty straightforward here. For me, will be this: that if we drop below all of these EMAs, then I'll start considering maybe further declines. At the moment, we're seeing a rebound here. We're seeing a push higher. However, even to say that we are getting very confident with it, no, because we need to clear some of these levels. And to be honest, for me, In order to, let's say, go for higher levels on this one, I would actually, prefer to wait maybe for a push up of the 0.7467 level. I do understand that I could be missing out on a bit of territory here, but let's put it this way: if we do break the steep downside line, yes, I will slowly start aiming higher. Initially, I'll aim for that 21-day EMA. This 21-day EMA shown here is the yellow line, but if that gets cleared slowly, yeah, I'll target the 0.7467 level, and if that gets cleared, now this is where a bit more excitement could come in. And then yes, we could maybe start considering maybe some other levels, like for example the ones that I have drawn here. But again, we need to get to this point first. So at the moment we are just stuck here in the crossroads here, we're waiting for that confirmation break. ADCHF. So one of those pairs as well, which I've talked a lot about last week, and yesterday I talked about this one as well, because what I said was that first of all, I said that let's see if this is going to work out as a potential head and shoulders pattern, with the neckline being somewhere around here. Yesterday when I was talking about this one, I said that yes, we have one part of it kind of working out. The other part, the other question for me was, will it rebound from that 21-day EMA? Well, at the moment we're seeing that yes, it is rebounding. So in a way, this is where it's pushing the head and shoulders pattern kind of a little bit further away, because again, if this suddenly, let's say, ends up pushing above this this psychological 0.70 territory, let's put it this way, around here, approximately around here. If we push above that, then yeah, we could potentially scrap the head and shoulders idea. But let's not rush into anything. First, like I said, today it's early, it's in early hours here in Europe, so let's see if we can actually maintain this positivity here today. If not, if it starts drifting back down here and stays somewhere around here, this 21-day EMA, then maybe actually I'll get back to this idea of a possible head and shoulders pattern. But at the moment, I am taking a careful approach here. If I'm looking for some upside, then I'll wait for a push above the 0.70 area first. Now probably officially I need to call this a rocket ship pair. I mean, this is just to the moon, and if you normally would the next sentence would follow and back, well, this is just to the moon and full stop. This continues to rally, and if you remember yesterday, let me just jump into a monthly chart. I talked about this 135.16 level, which is the highest point of 2002. We are now kind of, I wouldn't say that we're very close. No, we still have a bunch of room here, and to be honest, looking at this picture, I would say we could find some resistance. For example, we could find some resistance near this 131.87 level. If this is the pace that we want to continue traveling, well guys, I mean, yeah, for now it's just the upside. However, as I said before, I will keep an eye on this area, this area near the 126.40. That's the inside swing low of the lowest point of March of 2002, guys. So and also around here we have the highest point of 2015 as well. So if we by any chance drift back down and stay below this whole area, then yes, we could potentially maybe consider a bit of a retracement. But at the moment, it's just, like I said, one-way traffic, and it's very difficult to let me just draw this one. It's very difficult to kind of establish here a potential reversal point, because it's just like I said, yeah, eventually it will fall, don't get me wrong. However, when well, we have not received our signal yet, so that's why I'll be very careful. If you're not really comfortable, let's say, with this one jumping on to the upside, well, then you can wait for this one, because it might present an opportunity to go to the downside on this one. But again, have we seen that, you know, confirmation signal? We have not. So that's why let's wait and see on this one. And at the moment, the DXY is, you know, is strong. So, well, yeah, this one could continue drifting higher as well. Similar stories with the USD CHF. The only issue here is that it's a little bit more, you know, user friendly, if trader friendly, if I can say it this way. But we found, well, we overcame the highest point of March today, this morning, and we're now drifting back below it. So the question for me actually is now, can we stay above that area? This area is roughly around that 0.9460 zone. Slightly above that, we do have the highest point of April of 2021, which we failed to reach today. But again, you can see that how strong this area of resistance is. So this will be quite interesting to see if we can actually overcome this hurdle, or if we can actually, you know, stay above this area. If we do, then certainly yes, I will continue aiming higher. But if we don't, then well, maybe a bit of a retracement here could be possible. And some of you probably are hoping to see here a bit of a, you know, a bit of a move lower. But let's not rush into anything. Let's wait for our confirmation. Gbp Usd very quickly on this one, just wanted to quickly pick up on it. I talked a little about this one last week, and yeah, I said keep your eyes on this area, this whole, let me also highlight, if I started already highlighting everything, then let me also start highlighting this one right here as well. Now, what I was trying to say that if so far this resistance hurdle continues to provide yeah, a good hold up. As you can see here, yesterday we made an attempt to push higher. We did briefly, but then we drifted back down. So today we're seeing a bit of a retracement. However, we're still above this downside line taken from the high of the 15th of February. We are we're kind of around here, so basically something like this could still happen. But either way, if you're looking for some upside, guys, then yeah, wait for you know, wait for that confirmation break, and then we could go from there. Gbp Usd very quickly on this one, drifting lower, guys. I mean, and we're once again near this 1.30 zone. So if you remember yesterday, last week I talked about this one. I said that, well, we had a beautiful rebound here. However, what I needed here is I needed to see a push above this barrier, this 1.3167, which we didn't get. And as you can see, the 21-day EMA continued to provide resistance, and we drifted back down. So now again, this psychological 130 hurdle is on the table, and we dropped below this, and once again we created this little false breakout. If we stay below it, now that's where it could become a little bit more interesting for a few more sellers, and then we could start aiming further, you know, further south. At the moment, I'm just observing this one. Again, I don't want another repetition of, you know, maybe another rebound here and you know, another push higher. That's why I will stick to, if I need the upside, I'll stick to, you know, I'll wait for a push through these, you know, these two barriers, or maybe even better, this 1.3167. Euro JPY, boom, there we go, guys. Yesterday I talked about this one, and I said that keep your eyes on this triangle pattern. The prevailing trend was to the upside, so whenever we enter something like that, it's a bit of, you know, a bit of a pause, but then yep, we cleared this hurdle. Today, I mean, actually yesterday we cleared it, but we kind of stayed on just bang on it, this upper side of this triangle. And today you can see, yep, beautiful move to the upside. We managed to even clear the highest point of March, which was near this 137.54, 55 level, approximately around there. And yep, now we are just targeting further, you know, higher levels. Now the next target for me here, and probably for this one I need to jump into a monthly chart again. So we managed to clear the highest point of 2018. Okay, so that's tick. Now what I'm aiming here for is, let me just quickly put this on the chart, the highest point of August of 2015 near the 139 zone. And if you want another one above that, we have this highest point of June 2015. So basically, we have some good levels here, good potential targets. Like I said, we've cleared the highest point of 2018, and I would say this way that, which actually almost coincided with the highest point of March. So I would say this way that if you're looking for some downside, then at least wait for maybe, this one to drop and stay below that 137.54, 55 level. If we do stay below this, then yes, we could consider maybe a bit of a retracement. However, at the moment we're not seeing that, so it's just continuing to go higher. So yeah, let's put it this way: if it stays above this 137.55 level, then yeah, I'll aim further north. And finally, EURUSD, very quickly before I run out of time, guys, because I need to jump off here. Yep, we drifted below this this hurdle. We stayed below this 1.0806 level. I talked about this, and to be honest, now I'm leaning further south. My next target is this one, the low of the 24th of April of 2020, near the 1.0727, and if that gets cleared, the lowest point of March of 2020 is near the 1.0636 level. So yeah, two good levels to keep an eye on if we continue to trade below this 1.0806. If we somehow push back above it, that's where it could become a little bit more interesting, maybe for a few more buyers. But then certain confirmation would still be required. Either way, guys, I hope you found it useful. Sorry for the quick, move through this EURUSD, but I have to jump off. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time, guys. Your views, your likes, your comments, that all means a lot to me. So, like I said, if you want to catch me tomorrow, as always, at my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. So, thank you very much, and bye-bye.